What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. RB back with another comparison video. Today we're going to be comparing the S.H.Monsterarts Godzilla -1 figure versus the Super7 one and the Bandpresto Monsters Roar Attack one. Personally, I want to start off by saying these comparison videos are just my personal opinion, but I want to hear from you guys, even if you disagree. Look forward to the interaction within the community in a positive way. Even if we disagree with each other, we're not always going to agree. Up first here on the rotating basis, clearly the S.H.Monsterarts, because it's the one that I got over the holiday season. I had yet to open him, but here he is on the rotating base. And this guy doesn't disappoint. Couple of nitpicks, like things do pop off pretty easily on this one, but they do pop right back on also just as easily. But how close are the other two? Well, let's stop the rotating base and let's go get them and find out. Alrighty, in here. Up next is the Super7 Godzilla -1 figure, and it's these figures have all been out for a minute, and I just want to give my take. But the Super7 one, quite a few legitimate gripes. Mouth is not hinged, but they do give you an alternate head. The finish on this figure, I mean, I don't have harsh lighting. I only have subtle lighting on it. I don't want to have too much lighting. The camera doesn't need it. It actually responds poorly to it. But I'm going to get you guys a closer look than just these 360 looks in this comparison. This is just to start off, but you can clearly see how shiny the finish is. I've seen custom comics mat this guy out, and it does take it to a whole other level. But it is worth pointing that all these figures that I'm showing you are completely stock. That is way too freaking shiny. I don't know why Super7 thought it would be a good idea. Also worth pointing out that this guy towers over that one, but you'll see it in a little bit when they're all side by side as I continue to do this comparison and go a little bit more in depth into my opinion about all these three figures. So that's it for the Super7 one. Let's go get the Bandpresto one and then get a closer look at all three of them together off the rotating base. Back in a minute. Alrighty, then up next is the Bandpresto. Again, I know people get a little bit touchy when you compare lower price end figures to higher end. This is not really a figure. This one has absolutely no articulation. But for $26 to $27, I think Bandpresto did a solid job here. Notice that this is much more matted out than even the Super7 one. Not saying this is better than that. This is not articulated, but if you want a solid representation of the -1 and you can't swing either one of these two guys, the Monsterarts or the Super7, for $26, $27, this is a pretty solid option for you to display the -1 Godzilla in your collection, and it doesn't break the bank that much at all. Again, worth noting, no articulation on this guy, but we're going to get him off the 360 base and get a closer look at all three of these in a little bit better detail after the 360 look. So back in a minute with a closer look at all three of these guys. Alrighty, and starting off with the Bandpresto one, which was, since it was the last one on the rotating base. Again, the detail on this guy is not bad for $26, $27. Again, no articulation, but at least this one, they got the paint apps right. He is matted out. Pretty damn good detail for its price point. Again, not articulated. I get it. You know, eyes are not that bad. You know. Head sculpt, not that bad. Is it as good as the other two? No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be expected to be. Moving on. Getting a closer look at the Super7 one. That head sculpt is really good, guys. It really is. It's just a finish with this guy. I know some people wanted the hinge jaw, but, you know, for me, they give you an alternate head. That's a pretty solid head sculpt right there. The detail on this guy is great. But as you can see, as you work your way down, man, the finish. It looks cheap. It's not a cheap figure, trust me. If you own it, you already know. It's not a cheap figure. It's got good weight. Just the finish makes it look cheap. Look at the detail on the dorsal fins, dude. Like that. It's good stuff. Paint apps, not so much. Moving on. Alrighty, and lastly but surely not least, my favorite. Spoiler alert, the S.H.Monsterarts. This one is the complete package stock. I have seen people put custom heads on this, like Mr. Custom Comics. Does take the figure to a whole other level. But, you know, matted out. Look at the detail on this thing. Articulation. Some parts in the tail do pop off a little bit easy, but they also go right back on and stay on there pretty sturdy. That head sculpt, we already know if this would focus there. You know, S.H.Monsterarts can be a little shaky with that, but mine was pretty good. This one does have a hinged jaw. Just used to have mine closed. But the details on this guy is pretty damn solid. Digging this figure. It's my number one. Wrapping up this comparison video, I mean, if you stuck around to this point, you already know the S.H.Monsterarts is my number one. Number two, despite its flaws, not having end jaw and having a way too much of a shiny finish, it is going to go to Super 7. It's not to say that the Bandpresto one is not a good piece. It really is. I just feel like the level of detail, even with the shine on the Super 7, the head sculpt, everything, and the dorsal fills, everything is just more accurate on these two than it is on him. But there's no wrong answer here. What order would you put these guys in? Is it the S.H.Monsterarts as your number one? Is it the Super 7? Or is it the Bandpresto? Maybe you just don't want either one of these two, and -1 is just not really that much of, you know, your favorite Godzilla. I don't know. He's my number two, man. He's like a 1A behind only Shin to me. But I want to hear from you guys. Is it the Monsterarts? Is it the Super 7? And how close does this Bandpresto stack up for you? Let me know in the comment section below. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until the next one, guys, like always, stay safe and be good. Peace.